Here are the top stories for today, September 1, 2021. Coming in defense, President Rodrigo Duterte says Philhealth exercises diligence in paying hospital claims. More COVID-19 vaccines arrive and are expected to boost the country's vaccination drive. The Philippines is expected to get over 54 million doses this September and October. The Commission on Higher Education reports very low COVID-19 cases among students enrolled in face-to-face classes. And scientists in South Africa have sounded the alarm after detecting a new COVID-19 variant. Good day, I'm William Theo. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. President Rodrigo Duterte said that it is taking Philhealth a long time to pay hospital claims as it needs to prepare and review lots of required documents. The president said he conferred with Philhealth Chairman Attorney Dante following complaints of some hospitals over delays on reimbursements.
Alam mo, yung chairman ng Philhealth ngayon is a former NBI director. Para maunahan ko na, he is also a fraternity brother. Tinanong ko siya, pinatawag ko, bakit mahina ka? Sabi niya, alam mo kasi yung trabaho na ito, sir, papel ito. Resibo ng mga medisina, resibo ng bayaran, resibo ng admission, resibo ng pag-alis ng ospital, pag-exit. Sabi niya, I have to be careful.
Citing Philhealth spokesperson Dr. Shirley Domingo, President Duterte said working on a skeletal force due to the pandemic also made it more difficult to process unpaid claims.
Skeletal force lang. Lahat at nagbabakasyon. Palit-palit lang pero hindi ang tao na skeletal, ibig sabihin skeleton lang ang nagtatrabaho dyan dahil sa COVID. Now, I would like to suggest a way of action for the senators to just whatever they intend to do or whatever they plan to do or whatever they want to investigate, kindly consider the reduced manpower of the departments. Huwag ninyong apurahin kasi hindi ninyo maapurayan. Mabuti sana kung tumutulong kayo dyan.
Do not re-elect lawmakers who are taking advantage of their position. This is the strong advice of President Rodrigo Duterte, saying opportunist senators are using their position to pursue their political career. The Senate Blue Ribbon Committee is conducting an inquiry into the Department of Health's utilization for the COVID-19 response funds.
Ang hinihingi ko sa taong bayan, yung lahat na senador, ito kung pagbigyan lang ninyo ako, yung lahat ng senador tumatakbo, talunin ninyo. Huwag ninyong ibalik sa Senado kasi magdaldal na rin yan at mag-show off. Parang magyabang. Ping naman, silang dalawa ni Gordon nag-usap. Sabi ni Gordon about Doki resigning. May gano'n demand to resign. Pumasok naman itong si Ping. Di ba tayo lang ang pwede magpa-resign ng si Doki? Tama naman si Gordon, ha? Hindi ba anybody? Ping, anybody can demand your resignation baski na ice cream vendor.
President Duterte also urged senators to stop trying to run the Department of Health just because it is currently being considered high profile due to the COVID-19 pandemic. He said they should not only focus on the DOH but other government agencies as well, which has also been flagged by the Commission on Audit.
I'm telling these senators now, do not run the departments. Huwag kayong mag-imbestiga na kayo lang magsabi ng ganito. You'd like to run government, the departments, the way you want it. Or is it because you want the publicity?
Nevertheless, President Duterte defended his cabinet members, saying they are also fulfilling their mandate to serve the public, especially amid the health crisis. He also reassured the public that his cabinet is spending the funds properly.
Sa batas kasi, shadow lang yan mga cabinet members ng presidente. Kasi hindi ko kaya lahat ang trabaho ko. So, they rework. And they show me the result and yung mga pera na binibigay ng Congress, yung sa budget, paano nila nigasto at paano magawa yung report na that would make things very clear for everybody, especially the Filipino people.
The Philippines has just received another batch of more than 3 million doses of procured COVID-19 vaccines. The fresh supply ramps up the COVID-19 vaccination drive in the country. 3 million doses of the Sinovac vaccine arrived at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport last night, followed by the 15,000 doses of Sputnik V Component 2. Vaccine Czar Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr., who was present during the arrival of the Sinovac vaccine, said the jabs would be allotted to areas with high COVID-19 cases, particularly in Central Luzon, Calabarzon, Western Visayas, and Central Visayas. Meanwhile, 54.5 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccines are slated for delivery within the next 2 months. Galvez said 25 million doses are expected in September and 29.5 million in October.
So sa Pfizer po, mga 5 million ang darating, Moderna 2 million. AstraZeneca, ito po binili po ng Go Negosyo at saka mga private sector natin, 1 million. And Sputnik, we are allocating for Sputnik Light na 1 million. And donation and other countries will be coming in. And then also from COVAX, 3 million. For a total of 30 million doses.
The inoculation drive in Antique and Agusan del Sur is moving forward as they open their COVID-19 vaccination to indigent residents. Meanwhile, Davao Occidental ramps up on their quarantine protocol in a bid to contain the Delta variant in their province. The details from Chris Mundo.
In Antique, vaccination program for those belonging to the A5 priority group or indigent population starts today. A master list submitted by rural health units shows that almost 10,000 indigent population are willing to take the jabs in the province. Meanwhile, senior citizens who are yet to get vaccinated are encouraged to avail of the free jabs as the local government ramps up their inoculation drive. Agusan del Sur also opened their vaccination drive for their indigent population. The province has already vaccinated over 58,000 individuals from categories A1 to A4 as the local government addresses vaccine hesitancy among the people. Meanwhile, over 500,000 people have been inoculated with the COVID-19 vaccine in Davao City. The city government is targeting to vaccinate 1.2 million or 70% of its total population. And in Davao Occidental, 9 patients confirmed with Delta variant have been re-quarantined. All 9 cases are from Santa Maria. They are scheduled for re-swabbing tomorrow. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Chris Mundo.
The travel ban from India and 9 other countries have been extended until September 5. Malacanang says this is to prevent and slow down the spread of COVID-19 in the country. In a statement, presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said that President Rodrigo Duterte approved the recommendation of the Interagency Task Force to extend the current travel restrictions in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, United Arab Emirates, Oman, Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia from September 1 to 5, 2021. President Rodrigo Duterte earlier said that the Philippines' death toll is fewer than other countries' fatalities. He also floated a possible policy shift by imposing localized lockdowns nationwide. And in international news, scientists in South Africa have sounded the alarm after detecting a new COVID-19 variant known as C.1.2. All 9 provinces across South Africa have confirmed the presence of the said variant at a relatively low rate. The National Institute of Communicable Diseases said the C.1.2 variant was first detected in South Africa in May this year. Research into the lineage had been ongoing since then. The institute said it expects new variants to continue to emerge wherever the virus is spreading. It says vaccination remains critical in protecting those in the vulnerable sectors to reduce strain on the health system and help slow down the transmission rate. It also emphasized the need to strictly implement other public health and social measures, such as ensuring good ventilation in shared spaces, wearing of face masks, cleanliness, and, of course, hygiene. Still to come, the Commission on Higher Education reports very low COVID-19 cases among students enrolled in face-to-face classes. And the Department of Foreign Affairs maintains that the Philippines has not surrendered a single inch of territory amid the country's long-standing dispute with China in the West Philippine Sea. Details ahead, keep it here on the PNA Newsroom.
Mga kabida, COVID-19 may be here for a while as we continue to aim for population protection through vaccination. So to keep you and your family safe, look for the Safety Seal sticker whenever you go to malls, eat out in restaurants, or visit any private or public establishments. This Safety Seal certification signifies that an establishment is compliant with health and safety protocols set by the government to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Kaya, you're guaranteed of health and safety consciousness of the places you go to. Remember, bida ang may tatak. Check if there is a safety seal along the entrance area of the place you're visiting para ligtas ang pamilya, ligtas ang bayan.
Mga kabida, hindi pa rin nawawala ang banta ng COVID-19. Upang masiguro ang kaligtasan ninyo at ng inyong pamilya, hanapin ang Safety Seal sticker sa inyong pupuntahan. Mapamall man ito, kainan, pasyalan o kahit anong business establishment. Ang Safety Seal ay tanda ng isang establishmento ay sumusunod sa minimum public health standards ng gobyerno para maiwasan ang pagkalat ng COVID-19. Ating tandaan, bida ang may disiplina. #Safety Seal para sa ligtas na pamilya, ligtas na bayan.
No COVID-19 fatality has so far been reported among students of limited face-to-face classes nationwide. Commission on Higher Education reports that all infected students did not need hospitalization and were asymptomatic.
So the good news is, out of all the students that are part of the limited face-to-face classes, the infection rate was very, very low. It is less than 1%. It is 0.03% of the students got infected. All of the students gumaling na, walang namatay. So that means our guidelines are working. 76% of the students doing limited face-to-face have been vaccinated, and 95% of the faculty have been vaccinated. So we have another layer of protection for the students and faculty. Kaya medyo maganda yung resulta ng limited face-to-face na pinayagan ng Pangulo.
The Department of Education, meanwhile, awaits the approval of President Rodrigo Duterte on the pilot implementation of in-person classes in areas with low cases of COVID-19. At least 12.69 million learners so far have enrolled in public and private schools nationwide for the academic year 2021 to 2022. DepEd is set to continue the implementation of blended learning for this year. PCOO Secretary Martin Andanar said the Duterte administration's Build, Build, Build program helped save the country's economy amid the pandemic. Andanar said some of the projects in the provinces ensure further development across the country. He cited the infrastructure in the Cagayan Valley, such as the upgraded airport projects in Tuguegarao Airport, Palawan Airport, Basco Airport, and Kawayan Airport, farm-to-market roads, and access roads. He said more than 29,000 road projects, including widening and rehabilitation, have been completed, as well as 451 seaport rehabilitation projects and 214 airport projects. Andanar also said there are about 150,000 classrooms built and rehabilitated in the past 5 years of the administration. The Philippines has not surrendered a single inch of territory amid the country's long-standing dispute with China in the West Philippine Sea. Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. made the statement during the House Appropriation Committee's deliberation on the proposed 2022 budget of the Department of Foreign Affairs. Locsin said the government has achieved an international consensus that the Philippines has the right to occupy the West Philippine Sea. He stressed the need to uphold the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and the 2016 Arbitral Award despite China's own resistance on the matter. He also cited that the Philippines takes pride in the gains achieved in the negotiations on the Code of Conduct. Locsin said the DFA has pursued an independent foreign policy that earned the heightened respect from other nations. The DFA proposed a budget of 21.051 billion pesos for the next year. In our business news, Philippine Airlines will continue to operate passenger flights from Hong Kong to Manila and its cargo flights from Manila to Hong Kong every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. PAL flights from Manila may likely resume on September 12. The Chinese territory suspended flights from Manila until September 11. This as Hong Kong's health authorities reportedly said 3 PAL passengers from Manila tested positive for COVID-19 upon so-called arrival testing last August 27. Meanwhile, Cebu Pacific resumed today its passenger flight operations to Hong Kong. Michelle Lim of CEB Corporate Communications said that while the carrier's cargo flights to Hong Kong were unhampered, its last commercial flight there was mounted last April. Passengers bound for Hong Kong are required to show a negative RT-PCR test result conducted 72 hours prior to their flight. In addition, they need to accomplish the Hong Kong Department of Health online declaration form and must show a confirmed room reservation for not less than 21 days. Up next, the Tourism Department ramps up in promoting the country and the Southeast Asia as a go-to destination for tourists. And Ilocos Norte is looking for young agripreneurs and existing entrepreneurs to join the search for the unique Ilocos flavor. We're back after a quick break. Stay with the PNA Newsroom.
Mga kabida, hindi pa rin nawawala ang banta ng COVID-19. Upang mapasiguro ang kaligtasan ninyo at ang inyong mga pamilya, hanapin ang safety seal sticker sa inyong mga pupuntahan. Mapa mall, man ito, kainan, pasyalan, o kahit anumang business establishment. Ang safety seal ay tanda ng isang establishment na sumusunod sa minimum public health standards ng gobyerno upang maiwasan ang pagkalat ng COVID-19. Ating tandaan, bida ang may disiplina. #safety seal para sa ligtas na pamilya, ligtas na bansa. Muli, ito po ang inyong lingkod, bumabati sa inyong lahat. Magkaisa tayo. Manila, God first.
Mga kababayan, unti-unti nang nanunumbalik ang sigla ng ating ekonomiya habang umaarangkada ang COVID-19 vaccination program ng gobyerno. At sa patuloy na pagluwag ng community quarantine restrictions, marami na ang nakakapasok sa trabaho at nakalalabas ng kanilang mga tahanan. Sa inyo pong pagbisita sa mga pampubliko at pribadong establishmento, laging hanapin ang safety seal sticker sa inyong papasukan. Mapamall man, kainan, o anumang pasyalan, mahalagang masiguro ang ating kaligtasan. Ang safety seal ay tanda na ang isang gusali ay sumusunod sa minimum public health standards na itinakda ng pamahalaan upang maiwasan ang pagkalat ng COVID-19. Lagi nating tatandaan, bida ang may tatak. Nakasisiguro ka kapag may safety seal para manatiling ligtas ang iyong pamilya at ang buong bansa. Maraming salamat. Patuloy po tayong mag-ingat.
You're still watching the PNA Newsroom. Registration for the Philippine Identification System or PhilSys National ID has started in Sulup, Davao del Sur. The municipality of Sulup, in coordination with the Philippine Statistics Authority, launched its PhilSys Registration Center at the Municipal Engineering Office Building in Purok 6, Poblacion on August 21. In compliance with health protocols, applicants are reminded to go to the registration center strictly on the scheduled dates written on their appointment slips. As of August 16, about 1.04 million Philippine identification cards have been delivered nationwide in partnership with the Philippine Postal Corporation. In sports, Gilas Pilipinas have been drawn into Group A of the FIBA World Cup Asian qualifiers after the group at the FIBA head office in Lausanne, Switzerland last night. Just like in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, Gilas and South Korea will be in one group again, this time being joined by New Zealand and India. Group B, however, offers something interesting for basketball fans as a group of death has been formed there with Australia, China, Japan, and Chinese Taipei in it. Indonesia has been placed in the West Zone, including Jordan, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia in Group C. The other West Group D consists of Iran, Kazakhstan, Syria, and Bahrain. The first round of the qualifiers will begin with an 11-day window from November 20 to 30. The Philippines is closely working with the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, in promoting the region as a single destination once the new tourism normal begins. Tourism Secretary Bernadette Romulo Puyat said recovery remains the country's short to medium-term objective, with ASEAN tourism cooperation being the key platform. Like other regions across the world, ASEAN's tourism witnessed a sharp decline in both international tourist arrivals and receipts when the outbreak began in 2020. Satvinder Singh, Deputy Secretary General for the ASEAN Economic Community, said Southeast Asian nations must work in a coordinated manner to safely reopen the industry. Starting from this year to the year 2025, ASEAN tourism leaders are urged to maximize digital technology to reinvent tourism services and bring new experiences that bank on safety amid the pandemic. He also underscored the need to develop common regional health protocols to promote safe destinations as well as to foster sustainability. The search is on for products that would define the unique flavor of Ilocos Norte. The provincial government is inviting local entrepreneurs to join a contest on formulating a business plan featuring available high-value crops in the province. The competition aims to maximize the use of available resources in the province with a potential market here and abroad. The deadline of the submission of business plans is on September 15, 2021. The provincial government, through the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Office, says it remains determined to encourage people to engage into business, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. In partnership with the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, a special monitoring program will be available to all interested entrepreneurs to improve their products. Let's take another look at today's biggest stories. Coming in defense, President Rodrigo Duterte says Philhealth exercises diligence in paying hospital claims. More COVID-19 vaccines arrive and are expected to boost the country's vaccination drive. The Philippines is expected to get over 54 million doses this September and October. The Commission on Higher Education reports very low COVID-19 cases among students enrolled in face-to-face classes. And scientists in South Africa have sounded the alarm after detecting a new COVID-19 variant. As Filipinos, we all have a vital role to play in preventing the spread of COVID-19. So remember, wear your face masks and face shields, wash your hands often, practice safe physical distancing, go out only for essential reasons, and get vaccinated as soon as possible to protect ourselves, our families, and the community. Together, we can beat COVID-19. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. For more news content, check our webpage or log on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. For more stories about the government and how it serves Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. We are shown on the pages of the PCOO and its attached agencies. Also, watch us on television on PTV4 and IBC 13. And that's your daily dose of the biggest stories that you need to know. From the PNA Newsroom, we tell stories that inspire change. I am William Theo. Good day. Stay safe, everyone.